Welcome back, student. Today we read the fourth chapter of Environmental Studies Part 2. The name of chapter is Shivaji's Childhood. Birth of Shivaji. Those were very unsettled days. Shah Jahan from the north had dispatched a big army to conquer the Deccan. Pune, the principal town of Shahaji Raje's Jahagir, was burned to the ground by Adil Shah of Bijapur. Shahajiraj was in real trouble. He found himself between the devil and the deep sea and was constantly on the run. Jizabai was pregnant, and the great question which worried Shahajiraj was some place where she could remain in safety and peace. Then he remembered the Shivneri fort and decided to send Jizabai there. Shivneri was a strong fort near the Junnar in a Pune district. It had steep cliffs on four sides, strong fortification and massive doors. This strong fort was then in charge of Vijayaraj, a relative of the Bhosles. He agreed to give protection to Jizabai, so Shahajiraj left her there and marched against the Mughals. And then the golden day dawned. On the auspicious day of Falgun Vadya Tritiya in the year 1551 of the Shaka era, that is on 19th of February 1630, to the sound of pipes and drums playing in the Nagarkhana, Jizabai gave birth to a son. All the residents of the fort were overjoyed. On the 12th day, with appropriate ceremony, the child was named Shivaji, as the child was born on the fort Shivneri. Shivaji's childhood. Shivaji passed the first 6 years of his life in highly unsettled conditions. Even so, Jizabai did not neglect his education. Every evening she would light the household lamps and then call the Shivaji to her. She would shower all her affection on him and tell him stories of Rama and Krishna, of Bhim and Abhimanyu. On other occasions, she would recite to him the devotional songs of Namdeva, Jnaneshwar, or Eknath. Shivaji liked to listen to the exploits of the brave man. Shivaji felt that on growing up, he should also display valor like them. Jirabai used to tell him stories of many pious persons and saints that instilled in him a respect and honor for all the saints and great men. Children from poor families came to play with Shivaji. Sometimes he visited them in their huts and shared their simple meal of onion and bhakri with great relish. They invented interesting games to pass the time. The children of the Mavlas were like birds in the forest. They would imitate the sound of cuckoo or parrot or tiger to perfection. Their pastime was building small forts of earth and making earthen elephants and horses. They play hide and seek or play with a ball or a top. Shivaji joined them in all these games and became popular with them. Shivaji Raje towards the Mughals. Shahaji Raje towards the Mughals. Shahaji Raje returned to Nizam Shahi all right, but he did not get any peace of mind there. Nizam Shah himself was a fickle minded person who readily believed all the gossip. Hence, many conspiracies and petty rivalries infected the court. This led to the killing of Lakhujirao Zadav openly in the court at the instigation of the Nizam Shah himself. Shahaji Raje could not withstand this. Infuriated, he left Nizam Shahi and joined the Mughals. Shah Jahan, the Mughal emperor, made him a Sardar at his court. In the meantime, secretly joining hands with the Mughals, Fateh Khan killed the Nizam Shah. There was complete anarchy in the state. It became evident that Fateh Khan was treacherously planning to enable the Mughals to swallow Nizam Shahi. In return, the Mughals rewarded him with the territory under the control of Shahaji Raje. Shahaji Raje was enraged and so he left the services of the Mughals. He decided to teach them a lesson using all his might. Founding of new Nizam Shahi. In order to forestall the Mughal emperor and Wazir Fateh Khan, Shahaji Raje found out a child heir from the Nizam's family and on the fort of the Pemgiri near the Junnar, declared him as the new Nizam Shah. Thus, he established an altogether new kingdom which included the territory between rivers of Godavari and Nira. Shahaji Raje fought vigorously to protect their new state. Initially, Adil Shah was with him in these efforts, but later the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan himself marched south upon Shahaji Raje and threatened the Adil Shahi. Adil Shah then signed a treaty of friendship with him against Shahaji Raje. Shahaji Raje now began to fight the joint force of the Mughals and Adil Shah using the guerrilla tactics. But he could not sustain the war all by himself. In 1636, unwillingly he signed a treaty of peace with Mughals. He could not create his own kingdom as the times were not favorable for him, but his daring spirit kindled confidence among the Marathi people. This proved useful for Shivaji in establishing a Swaraj a few years later. Jizabai and Shivaji in Karnataka. After the downfall of the Nizam Shahi established by Shahaji Raje, its territory was divided by the Mughals and the Adil Shah amongst themselves. Shahaji Raje's Jagir of Pune and Supe lay within Adil Shah's share. He gave it to the Shahaji Raje on his behalf. Now Shahaji Raje joined the Adil Shahi services. Adil Shah assigned to him the task of conquering the territories in distant Karnataka, far away from Pune. Sometime after the departure of the Shahaji Raje to Karnataka, Jizabai and Shivaji also joined him there. Shivaji's childhood in Maharashtra had been very hectic. He and Jizabai had to rush continuously from one fort to another. At that time, young Shivaji used to hear the stories of the brave deeds of his father. Jizabai and Shivaji